Hello, students. Today we are going to work on writing fractions. So, the other day we learned about fractions and we learned about halves and quarters and we learned about which one is more, which one is less. So we can see that 1/2 is more, it's greater than 1/4. So if you color in one part out of two equal parts, that part is going to be bigger than if you color in one out of four equal parts. So 1/2 is greater than 1/4. And we worked on identifying halves and quarters and which ones are really halves, like this one and this one, and which ones are not. Like A and C, these ones are not because they're not equal parts. And which ones are really a quarter or 1/4, like this one and this one, but not this one or this one because those are not equal. All right, how many halves are there in a whole? There are two halves. One, two, there are two halves in a whole. And how many fourths are there in a whole? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4/4. So 4/4 in a whole and two halves in a whole. All right, so today we are going to practice writing some fractions. So we are looking today in our textbooks at page 64 and 65 and a little bit of 66, and we're going to practice writing fractions. So here we have 1/3 is 1 out of the 3 equal parts. So here we have kind of a rectangle shape, and they have folded it or split it or divided it into 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, and they've colored in one of those parts. And how we write that is 1, the little line over 3. And how we read that is 1/3. So 1/3 of the square is colored. And again, 1/3 means 1 out of 3 equal parts. So the other day we were talking about the fraction of 1/2. We have our pizza thing here that we worked on. And we said that we're writing 1/2. It looks like 1/2. And that is one part out of 2 equal parts altogether. So 1/3 would be one part out of 3 equal parts. Now we have a different shape. We have a circle. And if we split the circle into 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to color or shade in 2 of them, this fraction would be 2 out of 3. So we put the 2 on the top because that's the number that we've colored, the number of equal parts that we're talking about that we've colored. The number at the bottom is how many all together. So this is 2/3 is 2 out of the 3 equal parts. And I can also tell you there is a special name for this number at the top when we are writing fractions. It is called the numerator. So that's kind of a fun word. Ooh, that would be a good challenge spelling word for us. So if we're talking about this fraction 2/3, 2 is called the numerator. 3, you know what that's called? It starts with a D. It's called the denominator. Ooh, those would both be really good spelling words for us. So at the top we have the numerator and the denominator. So 2/3 is 2 out of 3 equal parts. And we can see that 2/3 of the circle is colored. So again, it looks like 2/3, but how we read that is 2/3. All right, let's go down here to the bottom. Now we have a rectangle that has been, it looks like it was first split into 2 equal parts, and then it was split again and again. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, and we have colored or they've shaded in 3 out of 4 equal parts. So that fraction is known as 3/4 or 3/4. So we learned the other day that 1/4 is called a quarter. So this is 3/4 or 3/4. So 3/4 of the rectangle is colored. Let's take a look over here and do a few problems together. So here they have kind of a special shape that looks kind of like a star. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Ooh, a 5-sided figure is called a pentagon. Cool. So they have a pentagon here, and they have colored in 1 out of 5 equal parts. So it says 1/5 of the shape is colored. 1/5 is 1 out of the 5 equal parts. So 1/5 is 1 out of the 5 equal parts. What about this one? 4/5 of the shape is colored. So again, they've divided up the same as this one. So there's 5 equal parts, but now they've colored in 1, 2, 3, 4. So we call this 4/5. 4/5 of the shape is colored. So 4/5 is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 equal parts. So again, that 4, that's our numerator. That's how many parts we're talking about, how many parts are colored or shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this number at the bottom, the denominator, means how many parts are there all together? How many equal parts are there? So 4/5 is 4 out of the 5 equal parts. What about this one? We have some circles here. You can see the circle is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've colored 1 part. 1 out of the 6 equal parts is colored. What's the fraction? 1 out of the 6 equal parts is colored. So our fraction is 1/6. All right. What about now they have colored in, oh, actually, is this the same circle? Wait a second. This one looks like it has a few more parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, so this one has 8 equal parts. So I know right away that the number at the bottom, the denominator, this means how many equal parts there are. And the top number, the numerator, is how many we have colored or how many we're trying to talk about here. And there are 3. 1, 2, 3 out of the 8 equal parts are colored. So our fraction of the ones that are colored is 3/8. 3/8 of the circle is colored. All right, let's look at just a couple more on the next page. Ooh, these are some fun shapes. Here we have blank of the shape is colored. So we can see that we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 parts are colored, and that is our numerator. Well, and if you're wondering about how do we spell that? Numerator. It looks like numerator. That's the number at the top. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 red parts. Out of how many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is our denominator. Denominator. A little bit squished there. All right, so our fraction is 3/7. What about this one? Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 equal parts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are colored. So our fraction would be 5/6. Let's see, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 parts are colored. And then there's one more that would make 6 all together. So 5/6. That's kind of hard to say. 5/6. 6. Ooh, it's kind of a tongue twister with that TH and then an S. All right. So your homework for today is there are a few pages. So when you see your homework for today, let's see, it is page, in our workbook, page 94. And on page 94, and then it goes all the way to page 99. Now you might be thinking, what? Miss Taylor, 94 to 99. That's like 5 pages, Miss Taylor. Well, I think if you look at it, oh, actually, is it 6 pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness, 6 pages, Miss Taylor. Well, if you look at the homework, you'll notice that there are only a few questions on each page, so I think we can handle it. So for example, this is just what we've been practicing. If the square is divided into 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, and 2 out of the 3 equal parts are shaded, what is the fraction of the square that is shaded? So really, you're just putting together, 1, 2, that's our numerator, 2 out of the 3 equal parts. So this one would be 2/3 of the square is shaded. All right, for this one, we're just counting up how many parts are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 8. 5/8 of the circle is shaded. So I don't think that's going to be too hard. On this page, we're just doing some matching. So we're just drawing, here is 1/2. So we're looking at the fraction of the circle that's shaded, and we're drawing a line to 1/2. All right, if I look up here in this one, I see 1/4 or 1/4 is shaded. So I would look down here at the bottom, there's 1/4, and I'm going to draw a line way over here to 1/4. Very similar on this page, we're just doing some matching, but now we have numerators that are other than 1. On this page, all the numerators, those are all the numbers at the top, are 1. All the numerators are the same. Now on this side, the numerators are different. So for this one, we have 3 out of 4 equal parts, so our fraction is 3/4. This one, we have 2 parts that are shaded out of 6 equal parts. So this one would be 2/6. You see a 2/6 over there. All right. Let's see, on page 98, it says what fraction of each shape is shaded. So here, there's not really a spot for you to write your answer. If I were you, I would just write it in a little square down here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 3/4. And then it looks like there's a little key down below where I see 3/4, and we're going to put the letter that is in the box with it. So 3/4 is A. This one would be 2/3. And I can see here's 2/3, and I would put a C there. And then the last page, you get to do a bit of coloring. It says color to show each fraction. So 1/4, you're going to color in 1 out of 4 equal parts, or 1/4. 1/2, you're going to color in 1 of these halves. 2/3, you're going to color in 2 out of 3 equal parts. Okay, so you can use pencil, you could use some color if you'd like. This could kind of be a time where we could be creative and get out our markers or colored pencils or twistables. And I think that should be fun. Have fun today and good work. I will see you tomorrow.